Small group leaders, welcome to week 8 of our time together here in the book of First Corinthians. We've been plowing through this for the last 7 weeks, doing a great job leading our people. And this week we come to a passage that might be a little difficult. We get to talk about sex. We get to talk about what is God's intention for that, knowing that in our current climate, there are a lot of ideas floating around. And so we want to do what we always do, which is we go to Scripture. Scripture reads us as we read it. And Scripture being the final authority, Scripture being the only rule of faith and practice in the life of the Christian, that is where we will spend our time. And so we're going to be in First Corinthians 6:12 through 20 this week. And this is Paul really teaching that God has redeemed all of you. There is, um, in the Greek understanding of the world in which Paul was living and writing, there was a very distinct separation between the body and the soul. That the body kind of didn't matter. The soul was what was important. If you remember, the Corinthians longed for knowledge. Know thyself was a mantra that they would have used often. And so they would have thought the body, what was physical, was kind of useless and throw that away because it was the soul that was important. And Paul is saying that is certainly not the case, that God cares about the body and the soul. And so the reason that the Greeks had such a low view of sex is because, well, the Bible comes in and actually restores a high view of sexual intimacy. Because in the Greek world, that was just not the case. In the Greek world, it was viewed as sex is what you did with your body. And because your body didn't matter, sex didn't matter. You had a food, if you had a hunger for food, you just ate food. If you have a hunger for sex, you just have sex. And Paul is coming in to write against that, to say that the Christianity flips this ideology on its head, that God has redeemed us, both body and soul. So the body and what you do with it matters. Jesus cares about what you do with your body. Jesus cares about who you have sex with. Jesus cares about what you put in your body. Jesus cares about what comes out of your body. Um, Jesus, at his resurrection, maintained his physical body. That is how we know that the body is actually important. Jesus didn't discard his body. Jesus has a physical body. While God is a spirit, um, Jesus has a body. And so in heaven, Jesus has a body. Jesus will have a body when he returns. If you recall, after the resurrection, when Jesus ran into Thomas, who doubted, he told Thomas, put your fingers in my wounds, put your finger in my hands, put your finger in my side, and see that I'm real. And Thomas believed. And so we are bought with a price through the birth, the death, and the resurrection of Jesus. So our bodies matter. What we do with them matters. Um, and this is why the Christian has such a high regard for sex. And so that is where we're going to spend our time this week. This will likely bring up a lot of questions about maybe same-sex attraction. This will bring up a lot of questions about sexual past and understanding that we're all sexual deviants, understanding that we have all strayed from maybe the biblical idea of what this means. I think you can steer your group away from those conversations and steer them to your pastor, steer them to us. We're happy to have these conversations. You are not, that's not what you get paid to do. And so let us do that for you. And so if you have any questions at all, reach out to the discipleship director on your campus, reach out to the pastor, reach out to me. You can find all that information on our website. But we'd be happy to talk to you. Thank you for what you're doing. You're doing great work. You're doing hard work, but it's good work. And so enjoy week 8 of our time together.